All right, surprise. I did not plan ahead very well. I've been working on things, and have been very slow with actually planning this out and doing things. So I once again am flying by the seat of my pants today, and yeah, today is going to be no different. I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Um, I'm supposed to be making pie, and I did not know that making the crust I needed like 2 hours ahead of time to let it chill. So if I would have known that, I would have made the crust. But that's okay. We should be doing okay on time. Hopefully, I can get this made quickly. I have the ingredients pretty much ready, so that's nice. And yeah, hopefully we can get this done before my wife gets home because she's bringing home dinner. And so once she gets home, I'm going to be ending the stream. So hopefully I can get some pie done. Um, Pie done in enough time before she gets home. So we have about 3 hours before she gets home. So we are going to be pushing it. That said, without further ado, I think I should start going. I would sit here and say that it's like, oh, next week is going to be better. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to promise anything this time. I'm learning from those mistakes. So, yeah, let's get started. We don't have that much time, so we are going to be get that chair out of my way. Ooh, I'm already thirsty. I already need to take a drink of water. You know what this means? We're on a time crunch. We need to go into battle mode. So we're gonna be in battle mode. Like I said today, wow, it feels weird being like that with my glasses on. All right, so and you can see my face better. So that's what I'd look like, bald, like just if I didn't have hair. Huh, interesting. All right, glad I have hair. Okay, so as far as I know, we are mixing everything in a food processor. If you need to know, I am following. That's Chrome. Okay. Says combine 2/3 of flour with sugar and salt. Why wouldn't it tell me? That's annoying. What is 2/3 of? All right. So one thing I'm gonna need to do actually is get the flour to 233 grams because that's what I need to put in here. So we are going to do this is not going to be ideal. Um, let's see what it's telling us here. We're at 991 grams. That's how heavy this bowl is. Okay, so 955 grams. That's actually something you can kind of work with. So we need to get this down to words. Let's see. So this is about 600 grams overweight. So, right? Yeah. So we're 600 grams overweight. So we need to get this down to, I cannot math today. We need 120 ish less in here. And I now need to dirty another bowl for this. See if there's something that's already kind of dirty that I've used. No, not really. Well, okay then. Well, actually, yeah, I need it separate. Sorry, I'm running around a bit. So we need a separate bowl, and we need to scoop out about 100 and we're gonna say 124 grams. Well, okay, yeah, 120-ish grams. So that'll bring us down to. Sorry, I gotta do math, and I am just losing my mind. So we got to bring this down to 830. 830. Oh my God, 833. Yeah, 833. Oh, it was 5 pounds. So 800 and. So 605. 605 minus this. Okay, so yeah, we need 838. There we go. Okay, we should be good now. And this should be hopefully around 200, 120 grams. I'm not going to dirty another bowl. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess if we really want to, we can just redo this real quick. Oh my God, I'm wasting so much freaking time. Okay, so we need to pull out 122 grams, roughly. 127 grams? 117? My goodness, 117 grams. Okay, let's make sure. Zero that back out. What? How does this weigh more now? What? What? Oh, because it was zeroed out on another. Great, good job. All right, that's even worse. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to just zero this out. Just gonna pour all of this flour into this bowl. My goodness. This is part of the learning process. I am not a baker, and I am terrified of getting this wrong. So hopefully. Okay, get this on here. Zero you out. Okay. Now we should have 350 grams of flour. Now we need to bring this down to 233-ish grams of powder. Yeah, flour. Powder sounds weird. Perfect. Oh my goodness, was that so hard? Apparently it was. And now also made a huge mess. Oh. Let's get this cleaned up. So yeah, I've had a pretty good week. Started trying to wake up earlier and get some things done in the day, such as keeping things clean and trying to keep up with chores and stuff. And it's been working pretty well. I've been enjoying it, and let's get this up. Okay, so what we need to do now. Why did the chat do that? Why did it make it weird? Okay, divided, but it doesn't. See, that's why recipes are kind of annoying. Like, hey, like here, divide this, but you need this amount, but divide it. It's like, okay, how much divided? Why not just say like separate it for like the sake of clarity? Combine 2/3 of flour with the sugar and salt in a bowl of a food processor. Pulse twice to incorporate. Spread butter slices evenly over the surface. Okay, so we need to throw the flour in here. I am missing. Good thing this counter is clean. Don't want to. I mean, a little bit of like, loss is fine, but don't want too much flour all over them. Oh, another cool thing. I've got my sous vide going. Turn this so you guys can see the pretty little numbers. As long as it's not doing something annoying with the refresh rate on the. Yeah. You probably can't see it from here, but I've got it at 160 degrees, and that's so that we can par cook the apples. I mean, the dough is gonna have to chill in the fridge for 2 hours, pretty much. And so, like, we've really gotta go. So I guess I don't have too much time to overthink things. So we're adding about, I think it was 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Um, Whatever that was in grams. I guess I can pull the recipe back up. 5 grams, and then we're also going to be doing. Oh my goodness, what the hell? I'm a little flustered. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, keep the recipe up. Keep this up. Is there a way just to pin this? Can I? No, it doesn't look like it. That sucks. That'd be nice if I could do that. All right. And 25 grams of sugar. And we just need to. It says pulsate twice for your own enjoyment. Okay, that's locked. Okay, I did 3 times. We want to incorporate. All right, cool. Now I can remove this. To spread butter slices evenly over the surface. I do have my butter slices. I kept them in the fridge because we need to keep this as cold as humanly possible. As pie crust, I guess. So, trying not to touch as much. I mean, if I really want to, I could use something that isn't going to transfer as much heat over. Spread butter slices evenly over the surface. That's what we're going to do. Some of these butter slices are a little bigger than the others. So yeah, the other night, not yesterday, but I guess Thursday, my wife and I we made a butternut squash risotto, and oh, it was so good. I'm gonna have to make it for you guys at some point because it's fantastic, and it's definitely a kind of dish where just you feel like a good cook when you make it right. Like you feel like you know what you're doing. It's one of the first times I feel like it's like, oh wow, like I've definitely learned. I don't think I could have done it um as well when I started this journey nearly a year ago now. Um so that's our butter. Get that in there. All right, and the instructions say to pulse until no dry flour remains and the dough begins to collect in clumps. About 25 short pulses. Now, I read some instructions here. Um, and they said that the pulses aren't exactly the best thing to go off of. Some people said it took them 40, and some people did it just like an extended amount of time. So I want to say they did it for like 40 seconds, they said. They're clucked. All right, so I guess we'll try the 25 and see where it's at, and we can go from there. Can you guys see this okay? I don't want to just be like boring. All right, let's bring this down. That's better. That's better. You guys can see this a bit more now, right? Get those cords out of the way. All right. They're still kind of in the way, but now you guys can see it. Let's see. Okay. 24. All right. What's it say it's supposed to look like? Um, dough just begins to collect in clumps, about 25 short pulses. So, is it collecting in clumps? Honestly, yeah, I'd say so. I'd say that's pretty clumpy. Um, we'll probably have time to wash those, luckily. So, choose our nice little fun Star Wars one. That looks, yeah, actually, that's looks very together. Okay. Sprinkle with remaining flour and pulse until dough is just barely broken up. Okay. Does it mean like sprinkle slowly over time? Because that sounds annoying. I hope it's just. Okay, no, I was wrong. Till the dough collects it. So I added a little bit extra. Hopefully that doesn't screw things up. Because if it does, then I'm calling this a freaking wash. I'm not starting over. I'm not recounting everything. All right. Let's get the chat up just in case. Okay, there we go. We're starting to get, I think, what we're looking for. Kind of looks like grated Parmesan cheese right now, but you son of a bitch. Oh, come on. All right, just get as much of it as we can. We're just losing a bit of this. Ah, that really freaking sucks. Try to get as much of that back in as I can. So we can probably lose a little, but not too much. Okay, I get to clean all of this stuff now. That's great. That's so wonderful. I need to try to be in a bit of a better mood, don't I? Okay. Let's give this a go, and let's just be careful with the spatula. Get this off the walls. Okay. Butter off the spatula. There, we've got this. We've got this. Okay, I think that's what we're looking for. We're looking for these clumps like this. And now we can sprinkle in the rest of the dough and pulse until the dough is just barely. Sprinkle in the rest of the flour, and I guess you pulse like each time. Okay, it says make sure the dough is even in the food processor. Sprinkle in a little. I can't talk today either. Sprinkle in a little bit at a time. So interesting. Like, it's how precise this has to be to get things like the like this is alchemy. There's so much involved. Now, I'm getting scared that I'm going to incorporate too much gluten into this. So I'm just going to sprinkle in the rest of this now and just hope that this is what we're supposed to do. Because otherwise, I don't want this crap. So it's barely broken up. Okay, I'd say we're just about there. Yeah, that looks like barely broken up to me. So now we're going to transfer it to a bowl. I'm just going to use... I was hoping to use less bowls than this, but just put that in there. Transfer dough to a large bowl. In that bowl, sell your soul. Okay, I could have looked at all these pictures here. Ready to shape the dough. Okay, sorry. This guy was saying... I wish it would tell me. He usually refrigerates for like 10 minutes, I think, at this point. So let's transfer it to the bowl. And maybe we'll throw this in the fridge for just a few. And we can have some time to wash some of this stuff to make our lives easier later. That seems like a small amount of dough. All right, let's put this in the fridge. We can set a timer for 10 minutes. And we can get some stuff cleaned up real quick. I guess I will move you over here. Let's see how that looks at that angle. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. This way I can utilize these. Luckily, the apples take about an hour in the to bar cook, so I think that we'll be doing pretty well on time. Well, I know I'm going to start when my wife gets home. So hopefully we'll be ready. We can try the pie before then. Or like if there's like a 10-minute difference from like letting the pie rest and stuff. I have a dishwasher. What am I doing? Well, I might need some of these measurements, so probably good to let that dry. Use all the measuring cups. I feel like the food processor is the one thing I can just actually just throw in the dishwasher. So probably what we'll do there. I probably should just hand wash just in case I need to use these things again, and I don't have just a ridiculous amount of stuff to wash. Also gonna have to wash those pie tins, which once again I should have time to do because while the apples are cooking and while the apples are part cooking and while the dough is chilling, then I'll have time to clean stuff again, and we won't have to deal with nearly as many dishes. And maybe I can just sit down and chat for a while and talk about things. Talk about this whole journey. We can go through one of the cookbooks I like to read. Watch the chords. Gotta put this whole food processor thing in there. Ironically, that's one of the few things I probably won't have to wash. Let's put that over here. Yeah, I'll probably just put this food processor. No, I'm sure this food processor can. There's no way this thing can't go in the dishwasher. If it can't, well, I guess I'll get a new food processor. I can really afford one, but I'd be absolutely shocked, shocking, if you will. Yeah, you can see there's some leftover. Oh, wow, really got in there. Does the thing come apart at all? Yes, it does. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Got to be careful. These blades are actually kind of sharp, so I don't want to accidentally cut myself on these. All right. Cover pretty full. Okay. There's that. I'm just going to go ahead and hand wash these as well, just because I'm not sure if I need them. I'd like to have them ready to access. Than just sitting in the dishwasher. I have to come over here, wash them, destroy my momentum. This thing, I don't know. This thing itself doesn't totally strike me as dishwashable. I don't know why. It's just a basin. Like it should be, but we can just play with caution and not dishwash it. Like if it doesn't seem like there are electronics to be ruined or something, then I could probably put it in the dishwasher, but this won't take very long. We had 10 minutes to kill anyway. We still have 4 more, and I'm almost done with washing things. Clean the counters. You know, we're going to be dealing with the dough more anyway, but doesn't hurt. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to wipe down the counters because I am going to just have to wipe it down again anyway. Cleaning this part is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to use probably just like spray cleaner on that. That's nice. How does this come off? Does this even come off? I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be able to come off. There's always some guy with a motorcycle making things loud. I'm positive that this thing comes off. There it is. Okay. Cool. I think do not immerse, not dishwasher proof. Okay. That one we're also going to wash a different way. Got to pick up the plastic bit that flew on the ground. We were going to have to wash these anyway. We're out of time. We got 2 minutes. Okay, whatever we don't get to like. This should be dishwashable. Just in case. It's got some moving parts that I'd be a little concerned about. Good. It's just warning me not to cut myself. Okay. Get the channel. Okay. So yeah, I started reading these books. I already read one of them. I finished reading it. It was pretty short, but it was awesome. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Very good. If you're looking for inspiration and ways to improve your habits and improve your life, they're great. Now I'm reading The Miracle Morning. And I've been waking up more often. Let's keep that as is. I think I'm just going to have to get the rest of these. Actually, probably in time for these small ones. But the rest of this is probably just going to have to wait. That's fine. Like I said, we're going to have plenty of time to do this. But we're going to have to get the ingredients ready for the apples and everything. par cooking. Be interested to see, like, am I supposed to par cook them with all the ingredients? I'm just very curious to find all that out. Cool. Take these last couple of seconds. Wash our hands again. I'll bring you guys back over there. And we'll probably be working on folding the water into the dough and then getting ready to chill the dough for another 2 hours. So hopefully we can get everything else done in a reasonable amount of time. All right. Let's get the dough out of here. When ready to shape the dough, pull out one ball, set it on. Okay. Sprinkle water, then using a rubber spatula. Oh, really just left you guys over there. You guys get to look at an empty sink, almost empty sink, instead of, the action. And, okay. So the instructions say, sprinkle with water, then using a rubber spatula, fold and press the dough until it comes together into a ball. Divide the ball in half, form each half into a 4-inch disc. Wrap tightly in plastic and refrigerate for at least 2 hours before rolling and baking. Sprinkle with water. I guess maybe a little water at a time. Used a lot there. All right, wow. This dough is hard to move. Did I form it too much? Should it have been like less put together, maybe? Because it was kind of put together, and I'm starting to worry that I let too much gluten get into this, and yeah, that could be a problem. So I was going off a few pictures, and I really think that I may have put it in the processor too long, but we'll just have to see. It may just be a slightly doughier crust, which I hope that's not going to be a complete ruiner of this. It would suck if, like, the very beginning of the thing that I do is what kind of kills it, but just trying to get this into a damn ball. It's pretty wet on the bottom still, so I don't want to incorporate more water. Yeah, look at this. I think I really messed up, guys. I think I messed up. But we're kind of too far in now to do anything about it. So we're just kind of stuck with it as is. And let's just hope that we still get kind of a flaky crust from it. Hopefully this one's a little bit more forgiving. Like, I can already get this into a ball. That's the thing. So that is that issue we're facing here. That I think I incorporated it a little too much because this is super wet. So I don't know if I need to like. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use the rest of this water. I don't want this thing to be too dry though. I'm just confused. I'm super confused here. And it's not like any of this dough that's still kind of sitting on the counter is gonna help at all. So I don't know. Should I incorporate a little more flour? Yeah, I'm lost here. The only thing that could save me would be if Kenji, the guy that did this recipe, came in and tell me, he's like, hey, yeah, this is what you need to do. I'm seeing what you're doing. And sprinkle water using a rose spatula, fold until it comes together in a ball. It's in a ball now, and it's fucking drenched. Um, so I'm terrified right now. I am honestly horrified that I screwed this up already. I almost want to try and start over. Like I have enough ingredients. It's just I don't have time. Ugh, I should have just bought a pie crust. I don't know what I was thinking. This would have been a like hour-long stream. Would have been great. But no. Okay. I think it needs to be, less wet. So I'm going to try to incorporate a little bit of flour. Ugh. God, I hate this. Like it's not a cookie dough. Okay, you know what? Maybe. Okay, you know what we can do is we can sprinkle some of this on the counter. Just like it called for a very specific amount of water. So if I don't use all that water, is it going to be super dry? Or let's get flour on the counter. All right, this is in a ball now. It's so wet. Like it's sticky as hell. And I just need to divide it now. I should have gotten flour on my hands first for this. I should have ran my hand under cold water for a bit, get them colder. Okay. There we go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of trying to fold it on itself, trying not to incorporate too much gluten, but get it to a point where it's not just a ridiculously wet glob. Okay, this might be the way to do it. Is just kind of fold it. God, this is so precarious. Oh my God. I think I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to incorporate. It doesn't say. These instructions, like, God, I love J. Kenji Lopez, but these instructions are horrible. Like, they're so unspecific. All right, we're getting this in a ball, and we're Okay. I'm just leaving this as is. I think that it's got enough hydration. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it just calls for this amount of water. Yeah, that's already probably a horrible glutinous blob now, and it's not going to be flaky. I hate this. I don't like this at all. I should have done this earlier in the day, but I was busy. It's not like I wasn't doing anything. If I was smart, I'd use gloves. So I wouldn't have to do this as much, but it is what it is. All right. Now we need to cut this super smooth. It's so smooth. Now we need to form it into discs, I guess. Whatever that means. 4-inch discs. It's about 4 inches, I'd say, give or take. By disc, he means a puck. But I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy with this at all. Once again, if I were smart, I would have put the saran wrap out. This is terrible, guys. This is going to be the worst pie crust ever. This is going to be absolutely horrible. I have no doubt about it right now. It's just, not good. I'm terrified. Like, look how smooth this is. In the pictures, it's all crumbly and shit. And I don't have time to restart this. I honestly don't know what to do. I don't know if I should try and restart it. I mean, I washed everything already. Maybe if I hadn't done that, I'd be a little bit more inclined to try and do this again. And I don't know, make this into bread or something. But I think I just have to go with it. And God, why would it? I'm sorry, guys. This kind of sucks. It's hard not to get a little disheartened when it just feels like from the start this is not going to go well. I mean, I guess a doughy crust isn't going to be the end of the world, but okay. Here's the thing. I shouldn't expect perfection. This is my first time trying this, and I have to remember that, like, hey, like, gotta learn things, gotta make mistakes, and this is part of it. But it is frustrating, and that's okay. But I am going to try and hold my head up high a little bit and, try to get something good out of this. Now I think I need to wrap it in cling wrap. Let's get this in the fridge pronto. Like, we are... At this point, I think I'm only going to refrigerate it for, like, an hour and a half because we're already not good on time. So once again, this is a good moment to remember, hey, look at the instructions and stuff before you start, or like the day before, so I would have known, like, oh, I need to be here ahead of time. I need to be here like 2 hours ahead of time in order for this to be like a reasonable thing. That's good. Into the fridge. 2 hours from now, that's 8:40. My wife would then be on her way home, and I haven't even I will not have even shaped anything yet. I mean, there's a chance I can get things in the oven before she gets home, but no freaking way am I getting everything done in time now. So we're gonna have to cut that chilling short by half an hour. Hopefully that's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, this in the fridge. Okay, what if we do half an hour in the freezer, or maybe even just 20 minutes in the freezer, and then we bring it into the fridge for an hour? Um, I think that might do okay. Let's do. Let's set a timer for. I'm gonna set a timer for 15, and then I'm gonna check it. Um, yeah, and then we'll go from there. But for now, I'm gonna clean this space up. I know I could use it again. Actually, do this. Of course, I just put this box there. Oh well, almost empty. Anyway, so yeah, now I think it's time to work on get our sous vide bath. Gosh, I might just yeah. I'm sorry, sous vide bath. Don't forget about me. These we can. Okay, cool. It's brought it back to that same setting. Sure, 35 hours. Okay. Um, this is gonna be the fun part, honestly. Um, is the apples have a coring machine from my mother. And yeah, it's awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up. I'm not sure it totally matters which. What's this? I don't know what that does. So we're gonna be making a mess here. Should probably have a bowl for scraps. Lisa's big guy. And we're gonna try to do this quickly. I've got about 10 pounds of apples here. Hopefully that's enough for what we need. Just gotta press this on over the core. There we go. Then I think we just gotta wind it through, and it should start doing its magic. Yeah, we're peeling. And now we're spiraling. It's so easy. It's like butter. And now we pull this off. We can pull the core out. And I almost want to save these and try to do something with them. So we're going to do that. I've got to try to work quickly so that way these don't oxidize too much. I might... Ooh, that's mushy right there. Probably going to have to cut that off. I need my knife. And it's covered in butter. That's fine. Honestly, I think that's fine. Trying to get some of this mush off. It might be fine, but good. We're just gonna go. We're really just gonna kind of, that's gonna stay put. Where am I supposed to go? Go back. There we go. You know, I don't know if we have to super worry about these oxidizing. This is such a busy station right now. Wow. Okay. Honestly, it's just the winding it back part that's going to take the longest. Careful not to, like, stab yourself or something. Okay. Okay, we got it there. Wind it back. It's so satisfying. Oh my gosh, I love this thing so much. And we'll try to save the peel. Do something with it. Alright, cool. Go in there. We'll try to leave the peel there. Actually, what I think we should do here is cut them into their slices. So maybe into, should I just cut them in half? I think half. Yeah, half looks, that looks right. So half. Got about 9 minutes left on that. See how many of these we can get done in that time. So we can give this a bit of a taste. Yeah, so we went to an orchard. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. This place has an incredible apple cider. I'm gonna get some wet towels underneath this thing. Hopefully keep it a little more steady. I could put it to the counter, but it just feels more efficient and clean to do it on this tray. Yeah, that's gonna move a little bit less now. Like, you can do it so fast, and it, like, I'm using no muscle. Like, it's just dexterity with, like, speed and stuff. Oh, it even cut into some of the seed there. Let's get that out of there. Pretty sure if I cooked it, it would cook the cyanide out of it, but let's not take any risks. And also, you'd have to eat, like, a bucket load of seeds for it to even remotely be dangerous. So oxidizing. This is crazy. I could put a little lemon juice on them, but it's fine. Some of these I'm definitely gonna have to cut, like, the mushy part off. Some of these are, like, almost too big of apples for this. I don't know. Okay. There we go. So I just, I don't, this one might be too, oh, you can decide if you want to keep the, okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, it'll move. Oh, that's so awesome. Like, this arm just moves. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Ooh, okay. This apple may be a little too big for this. We're gonna try. It doesn't even want to suction. Okay, this one I gotta use a little force, but it's still going through it like a champ. goodness, that's amazing. Let's get this guy off of here. We got some spots to cut off. No big deal. Beautiful. Get that seed out of there. It's kind of hard to line this up exactly to where there won't be seed. I just gotta inspect it and make sure, I guess. Get that seed out of there. Check in here real quick, make sure. Yeah, there's some seed. So let's get that out of there. Just don't want to risk it. Like I said, the cyanide would cook out of it. But and also, I guess some of this. Okay. Okie dokie. I think do a little lemon juice. Not a lot, just enough to like coat them, make sure they don't oxidize. And we'll throw in the lemon juice every once in a while. I don't think it's going to harm it too much. Scrap that. Next apple. Oh, man. You know, I'm almost kind of glad it's taken 2 hours for that pie crust because this is going to take a while. And I think that was the biggest apple of the bunch, so hopefully we don't have. Look how big these slices are. I think I'm going to have to break those in quarters. Wish I had seen that before. It's fine. Kind of obvious, so that might be it. Pieces that are just too big. Okay. Maybe it'd be better to do it from this side. Line it up with the butt. That might be better. I'm using a variety of different apples, by the way. I'm not just using one. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, that's so much better and less seeds, I think, involved. Yeah, it chops right through those seeds, though. Part of the skin. Get that off. That's fine. I'm just gonna kind of toss it a little. Hopefully that lemon juice will just kind of cover all of them. I don't want to put too much in. I might not worry about the peels too much. It might just have to be a byproduct. I am on a time crunch. What's that? Where do the apples come from? Oh, hey. What's up, the real mean Maddie Dean? Do you want me to call you Maddie? You want me to call you Dean? You want me to call you real mean? Either way, the apples are from Anderson Orchard. It's about an hour from where I am. I guess it's a little bit, what was that, west of Plainfield, Indiana. So, oops. Yeah. How you doing, Maddie Dean? Wait, are you also dreadlock? Are you the same person? the real part is kind of making me remind me of a real dreadlock. So you just change your name occasionally, or do you hate me acknowledging your name? Because I can stop doing that. Now, I was kind of expecting this to be a little bit better about not getting seeds, but oh no. Okay, hey, what's up? Sorry, you just have a similar name to another person that sometimes shows up in chat, and I just wanted to check. Well, welcome to the channel, man. Happy to have you here. So, if you weren't here earlier, I am on a time crunch. My wife gets home probably around like 9 o'clock ish, and I have to let the dough cool, chill in the fridge. I have it in the freezer. There's the timer for the freezer. Just really trying not to stab myself. It's kind of hard to. That's pretty cold. Yeah, I don't want it to harden too much, so I think 15 minutes in there and about, I don't know, an hour 20. So we need 80 minutes. Oh, it's just run my microwave for 80 minutes. That wouldn't just totally destroy my bill, would it? You like to cook, Maddie Dean? You like to bake? Like, what do you like to do? Oh, that apple, this apple's so much more yellow already. I don't remember which apple. Oh, that's delicious. Oh my god, that is so good. Yeah, the only thing I don't love about this thing is it kind of just absolutely shreds seeds. I don't want to get too much seeds in here. Like, I don't think there's gonna be a huge issue with it, but the seeds also leave kind of a grossish residue. Let's top this again. Try to get that lemon juice on things. It's working. Just a little bit of lemon juice is already doing it. Like, I may not have to add much of it, thankfully. Like, I want to use these peels, but I'm not exactly sure what I would use them for. Oh, you know what I can do? Actually, yes, that's what I'm going to do. So, give me a second. I'm going to grab a plastic bag, put them in there. I'm going to make an apple slaw with them, but I don't want them to keep oxidizing as much as they are. I'm going to try and prevent that. Outside bags probably need. Oh, maybe slipped on a different plastic bag. All right, here's the thing. Do you think we can do this? Do you think that in 2 hours I can have everything at least in the oven? I feel like that's going to be the main goal. Is getting everything in the oven. This is a big one. I think next time when I do this, I should probably just get a bag of like more uniform apples, so that I don't have this issue to deal with, where I don't have these ridiculous monstrosity of apples. Yeah, thanks for showing up. I stream every single week. Usually Fridays or Saturdays, sometimes Thursdays as well. My schedule just doesn't allow for something really consistent. Um, but yeah, I'm training myself. I'm trying to teach myself to be able to cook like a professional chef because like there are options like where you have to either go work in a kitchen for years and years and years on end, which is a good way to do it, or go to culinary school, and those aren't really options for me. So I am trying to see like how doable this is. Just let's try this one too. So good. Oh my goodness. Sorry, breaking some of these in half because when it's a really big apple, it's just kind of crazy to have those giant pieces in there. But yeah, training myself to be a professional chef. This whole channel is just about learning new things. So first thing I'm trying to do is see it's like, can I teach myself to be able to cook at like nearly a professional chef level, or even at a professional chef level, just by doing this, by learning from recipes and studying myself. Like I'm using tools that professionals use, but I'm not going and working in a kitchen. I may consider near the tail end of it, going to work in a kitchen just to get that bit of experience with it. Um, but overall, I don't really plan to like spend much time working in a professional kitchen. Um, because I have a different job. I have a different day job. So, and I don't want to spend that whole day job just. Oh, it's nice when the seeds just kind of fly out. Much rather have that than, well, the seed just still being there. All right, toss it. Yeah, thank you again for visiting, Maddie Dean. Really appreciate it. Let's see, can you see everything okay? I didn't even check to see how everything looks. Oh yeah, you're a little far away from everything. Let's see if we can get you guys in here a little bit. Let's go into the wide angle. Yeah, we're zoomed in a bit more. That's better. I'm not really worried about you. Ah, shoot. Not really worried about you seeing my face. I don't really care about that. My face isn't important. But it'd be nice for you guys to be able to see what's actually going on here. Wouldn't it be? So that's a good angle. Jesus, this might take the whole freaking time. I have half a mind to start par baking some of them. I'm not going to be able to par bake all of this at once. Might be what I do. But I'm going to have to weigh it and everything first to make sure I know exactly how much I'm par baking. Wish I remembered how much. I'm going to go weigh this. I'll be right back. I know how we can do this. £3. We're going to need 5 pounds. Get it there. Probably just a few more apples. kind of hard to get off there sometimes. This one already has some of that mush. See if we can get rid of however much of this we need. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh no, dropped a towel. There. All right. Wonder how much electricity a sous vide uses. Sous vide machine, I mean. This one's got bumps and bruises all over it. Seed out of there. All right. Still close that. Man, it's wild how fast it happens. Definitely gonna have to take the trash out because I do not want my entire house smelling like rotten apples. Yeah, we're pushing close. I really should have stopped an hour earlier. Would have given me some padding. That's okay. I know my wife will understand, and she knows me. She knows I tend to, not think about things very well when it comes to this. Oh no! We don't want that. We want you to. Why are we getting caught now? I don't want you doing that. Why are we doing that? There we go. Okay, that's interesting. It needs the force of kind of just in a big string of apple here. Yeah. And then kind of funny. Oh, sorry, there you go. And that just is like this small part of it that just. Oh man, that's funny. Man, this one oxidized like immediately. Immediately. Like no seconds. Already having the lemon juice, so I don't think I'm gonna need it more. Um, 5 there. Pretty close. Maybe like one more apple. One more slightly larger apple. I love this thing though. I'm so glad my mom bought it when I was younger. Because I can't remember what I bought it for. Well, it's to make stuff with apples, but I don't remember really making apple pie. So we did other things with it. It's just one of the... It is interesting trying each apple and seeing how they differ. We're so close to 5 pounds there. I use Gala. Some of these might be Galas. Use this tiny guy. This should get us there. It's not the easiest thing to center. I've got to follow this weird process now. I'm trying to save these peels and I can use them in some sort of slaw, make like a really good apple slaw. My wife did request like a bourbon apple pie, but I might just have to nix that idea because I'm gonna have to look up a totally different recipe and I just don't have time to deal with it. So I'll just have to promise her that I'm gonna go to the nearby apple orchard, pick up some apples there, and I will make her a pie. Ah, oh, still not there. I think one of these bigger apples would have done it. I think this is a Scarlet Beauty. So I'm going to use a Scarlet Beauty instead of a Gala. Galas are easier to just eat on their own. I did think that this would be a little quicker than it is, although I guess I'm moving a little slow. Okay, I'm calling that good there so much. Okay. So, honestly, yeah, I'm going to start par cooking these other apples. So that way we'll pretty much be on time and everything. I'm going to bring you guys over here. Slowly but surely revealing my house to you. This is quite exciting because I have not had a chance. I'm going to put them probably in 2 separate. Let's get one. That might have to be more than 2 because it's got to sit submerged in the bath. I've got to make them like reasonably sized. It's not a huge pot. I wish I had a bigger pot. So what this is doing now is we're sealing one side of it so that obviously becomes a bag. There we go. We got a nice seal there. And now we can start shoveling apples into this bag. This is apparently the best way to do it with controlling the temperature. I could have just gotten a pot kind of warm and cooked these things for about an hour, stirring them and stuff, trying to keep it around 160 degrees, but that's a lot of effort. I'm terrified this is not going to be able to submerge in that water. Oh, shoot, do I need the other ingredients in this too? This is beginning to be kind of a nightmare. Not gonna lie. I don't want to seal it yet. I need to check to see. I have to allow them to cool completely. Okay. We're gonna have to readjust here. Transfer apples and juice to a large Dutch oven. Heat over low heat. Stirring constantly until lightly steaming. Cover and continue cooking over low heat. This is insane. I should have just done this earlier. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have time for all this. There, consolidate a bit. Yeah, I'm concerned. I don't think. Good news is that I have a pot hot and ready at 160 degrees. Shoot, I might bring this temperature up more. Because when I add the apples, they're gonna cool it down significantly. Okay, so new game plan. Need to cool for a freaking hour. My goodness, this sucks. Okay. Get this into the fridge. And I need to season the apples. Sugar, cornstarch, lemon juice, and zest. Rest for 10 minutes. Don't have time for that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. C note. Let's go find the note on the apples. I need to find the note that is talking about. Oh, delicious, blah, blah, blah. Just tell me the type of apples. So I think it is it. I feel like I have more apples than this guy does. Whatever. Okay. So we need to season these. Was he talking about 5 pounds before the apples were peeled? Like, that's what I need to know. Yeah, I think this is that's a crazy amount of apples. Okay, so we're gonna transfer some of these out of here, and I can vacuum seal them, and I can make more apple pie on another day. So that's what's gonna happen there. So we're gonna take a good amount of these out of here. Trying to get a good variety. I'm going to assume that we're going to need about 3 pounds. That's perfect. And we're going to vacuum seal this one to reuse on a different day. Because these apples will cook down. And maybe we'll just make like a smaller, less full pie. Or I can even carve up more apples. But that's actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to carve up a few more until we hit about 3 pounds on this one. I'm just going to do it over here over the sink. We're getting it, guys. We're figuring it out. We're not giving up. That's the important thing, is not to give up. And, you know, I know my wife. She's going to understand that I'm an idiot. She doesn't think that. But, in fact, she yelled at me for saying that. But seed out of there. Perfect. Right. Now what do we got here? Nearly 3 pounds. 1 or 2 more apples will probably do it. Yeah. I'm just not going to worry about the rest of this skin. Ooh, that one's tart. That's nice. Damn near. Gonna be a little heavier with the bowl, but it's not much. So we're roughly one more apple, and then I think we're good. We'll be able to make 2 pies in total. One on a different day, maybe tomorrow, because I'll have everything done. Awesome. Seed out. Put a few in there. And I think get it there. Yes. Okay. We're sous videing this. I'm not going to do the seasonings and stuff right now. I need to make sure it's like the perfect size bag for this, but I'm gonna need to season it. Okay, no, never mind. I think I'll be able to do this twice. Putting it, pull this out just a little, just to the point of being like just in there. They really compressed when they vacuum seal. I think I can fit this in the sous vide, but it's time. Time is our issue. Why is it not? It's not unlocking. There we go. I think we just have to seal it twice. Come here, getting in. Seal. Doesn't have to be a perfect one. Maybe I should have had to do it gently. I'm not sure. Somewhat downside about these is that we get our seal this time. I think we got our seal this time. So just gonna have to refrigerate this and deal with it tomorrow. Let's turn off the speed. How do I turn this thing off? Okay, it's stopped. We're gonna unscrew, let's unplug it. I think we're just gonna let this lay there, cool off. Turn this. Throw the apples in. So they will cook down. All right. We've got the apples starting to go. Now we need to season them and really just pray that we can get this in time. I may have to like par cook them like partially and just disaster. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of sugar, teaspoon, tablespoon. All right, teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Oh, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I don't think a teaspoon is gonna hurt. This is a lot of apple. Although that is a lot of cinnamon, so we'll just kind of eyeball the cinnamon. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference. It's the pie crust that's picky. Okay. And we're going to stick with the 1/2 cup of sugar. All right, that's the sugar. And now we need cornstarch and the lemon juice, egg whites. Let's see, egg white. Oh, that's for brushing. Okay. We can do that. Two tablespoons of cornstarch. Got the cornstarch right here. All right. So in an ideal world, at this point, I would have had like the pie crust out and ready to go. But at this point, we're flying by the seat of our pants. What else was there? The lime, the lemon. Goodness. All right. And we need to wash the lemon. Not only because we just dropped it on the floor. So, what have we learned today? That the key to baking is being prepared. I'm hearing the sound I don't want to hear from this. If I had a good zester, I would do it the proper way, but I get as much of this as I can instead of tablespoon, but which is probably about an entire lemon, I would guess. And now it wants the juice. So we're going to cut the lemon. Just going to do it this way. Try to catch the seeds. Oh, and of course I just dropped a seed in there. Great. All right. New method. It's really funny because when I pictured this happening, I was like, I think I'm going to have a lot of time to do things. I'm trying to get as much juice out of this lemon as I can. So I'm not doing it the best way to juice a lemon. All right. There we go. There's just maybe a lemon seed in here. So, I see it. There we go. All right. Got that done. Now we're going to stir. I normally would say let it sit, but we're not doing that. We are par cooking this. I'm just going to try to stir it really well. Oh, man. This is rough. I'm not going to lie. I kind of doubt this is fun to watch either, so I apologize that this has kind of been a nightmare. But, we're learning. We're trying new things. And I just need to remember that baking pots is a lot of work and requires a lot of time. It's a day thing and not just something I can fit within 3 hours. Especially when you're see, if I had the wherewithal to remember to buy a crust and to just kind of be like, okay, you know what, we're just going to do this. We're going to make it nice, keep it nice and simple. Try making a crust next time. We would have been fine. Honestly, we would have had everything with perfect timing. I think it would have taken a reasonable amount of time, but unfortunately, I did not do that. And here we are. This still hot? Yeah, it's cooling down. Okay. So what do the instructions say with this? Adjust oven rack to lower middle position. Place heavy rim baking sheet on a preheat oven to 425 degrees. Top apple slices with sugar. Oh, God. Is that a step? Stirring constantly until lightly steaming. Oh, I think the other baking sheet is just going in the oven. You're setting the... Yeah, okay. So we're putting this thing in the oven. So yeah, I think, honestly, I'm going to have to end this stream when I put the pies in the oven, and I will post pictures or something after, so you guys can kind of see the results. I'll post it on Twitter. I'm sorry, it's just I'd have to go. Well, I mean, I guess we can kind of set dinner. I can set my dinner aside and finish this. Okay, we're almost to the point of steaming. They're warm. Don't want them to cook on the bottom. Ooh, but this smells good, man. I don't want to taste a little bit of it. See, that's plenty. Whoa. Yeah, I can't believe people do more sugar than that. That is plenty sweet. All right, we got half hour. I think that's about the time I'm going to take to par cook it. And I'm going to try to cool the apples as quickly as possible. Maybe try to put them in the fridge. In fact, I have an idea. If we just wipe off this baking sheet, we can put this thing in the fridge and get it cold. Heck, I might even put it in the freezer and just get it as cold as possible so that we can cool down those apples lickety split. And maybe not until they're like completely cool because I'm sure there's like a reasonable amount of. Oh no! Did it not even fit? Will that work? No. I didn't think it would fit in here at all. Even if there wasn't stuff in the way. That might be a moot idea. But I could put. Okay. That's so much better. Okay, so we'll put it in the fridge. It's fine. Okay. We're starting to steam. Okay. I don't have a pastry bush. Well, yes, I do. Yeah, so I just should have started this literally like at like 1 o'clock, and we would be like well on time. But unfortunately, I like to make things until the last minute, which you know it's fine. It happens. Do not allow liquids to come to a boil below 160. Okay, so we're gonna bring this temperature down to low. Stir. We got our trusty dusty thermometer here. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we're above 168, so let's take it off the heat. Is 160 like when sugar starts to caramelize or something? I'm not totally gonna like. Okay, now it's saying once we're off the heat, we're well under. So. Oh, yeah, we're fine. We're good here. But now it's also saying we're above. So I don't know what to trust entirely. This is where the sous vide would be nice. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Okay, so for 20 minutes we're doing this. Gosh, I think we're cutting these things in half. Partially par cooking them, I'm sure, is better than not par cooking them at all. So I just gotta accept that we're gonna have a slightly lesser product here. So once this hits 20, I'm gonna crank the heat up again, and we're just trying to avoid the liquid boiling. So you know what I need to do? I need to find those pie tins that I bought. I don't know where I or my wife put them. Okay. Pie tin. Pie tins. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. This is so shallow. Thank goodness. I really. That's okay. We'll use as much as we can in the pie, and if anything's left after that, I don't know. It's just gonna be like every other week. Like I'm gonna do well one week, then the next week I'm gonna do not well. Um, that kind of seems to be the whole thing we're going with. Because the first week worked great. I made pasta sauce, pretty low issue, low maintenance. I guess let's read ahead a little bit. I know we got to stir pretty frequently here. It says constantly, but we got other shit to do. Okay. Okay. It doesn't say to spray it, so I'm not going to. What am I doing? Whew, my energy is like draining, guys. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna pull through. I'm gonna try to make this as best as I possibly can, and just roll with whatever comes. And if I fail, well, I got another chance to try because I got more apples in there. Yeah, at this rate, I'm putting the, you know, maybe I'll try par. I'll par cook these properly. I'll do the 20 minutes as it suggests. Okay, we're a little over 160. Keep it at low. And I think I can just sacrifice a bit of the pie crust. Sacrifice a bit of the pie crust chilling. I really think that's the thing to maybe sacrifice a little bit. Because otherwise, this just isn't getting done in a good amount of time. Actually, gotta wash my hands again. Sorry, I had gotten a cut on my finger cooking the other night, and it's clean and everything, and stuff. But I think a Band-Aid and then a little finger cot on it. Just try to keep the flour and stuff out of it and germs from that. I think it's probably smart. I should have done it sooner, but it's fine. The wound is pretty much closed. It's just give it a little extra layer of protection here. Always better to play safe rather than sorry. And I'm gonna put a finger cot on it to not get a Band-Aid in the pie because that would really sting. That's just what these are. I mean, I know they look a little, what's the word, precarious. But they just go over your finger like this, and now you don't have to worry about getting anything on your cut. You don't have to worry about getting anything from your cut on the food, that sort of thing. Okay, so there are a couple things that we can do right now while we're waiting. One of them is separating the egg and the yolk. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure what to do. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna splash a little bit of this in there. This is per my wife's request. Um, use something to kind of measure with. I don't want to use a ton, and it'll cook off a little more. Just a little bit in for flavor. This was her request, and you know what? I'm gonna follow it. I don't think we need to do really anything super different. And I had talked about trying to put walnuts in here. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna leave them out because I'm serving this to other people, and I don't know if some of these people have allergies or not. Okay, so we're separating that egg. So we grab egg. Excuse me. All right. Let's crack this egg here. I could use the shell. Maybe we'll try using this shell here. Keep our hands from getting as dirty. I get as much of that egg white possible. There we go. Beautiful. All right. I'm honestly not sure what to do with the egg yolk. Sorry, I'm just thinking. There's something I can do, like cook this real quick. I could try to cure it in salt, but I don't really know that process very well. I could throw it in there, but that seems a little weird. Make it a little custardy. Nah, the egg would cook. All right. I will just store it in here for now. I will deal with it later. The next thing about these finger cuts is I can also just wash my hands and more than likely the Band-Aid stays dry. I'm not super worried about the Band-Aid getting wet, but it at least allows me to like wash my hands without having to like change out a Band-Aid every single freaking time. Kind of this little singular egg yolk. Know what I might do? Got some egg whites in there. Probably could older. Anyway, not important. That was okay. So that was for the tiramisu. Yeah, that's like a week old. That's probably a little too old. Smell that bourbon in there. Drop taste with it. Oh wow, that's good. That's actually really good. Oh man, you can kind of taste it. It's not super strong, but it is there. I'm almost tempted to add a little bit more, but I'll add another splash. A controlled splash. Touch it. I'm not doing any more. That's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Get a little bit of that boozy flavor, but not too much that it just feels like you're eating a really boozy pie. So, I do know some things. I'm not entirely incompetent. Whoa. Okay, new rule. From now on, however much time I think it's going to take to do something, I'm padding that with an extra 2 hours. Um, just to be sure. At least with something like this. Or I can also just look at the recipe, recognize what time I need, and be actually prepared for once. It just keeps falling by the wayside. So I need to start adding it to my schedule. Just be like, okay, this time I am picking the meal and then I am examining the recipe and making sure I understand how much time I'm going to need to make it. If I would have known this, honestly, I probably would have made the pie crust yesterday. I wanted exceeding 160. We want it at about 160. That's good. We're cranking this heat up to medium high, and we're cooking the shit out of this. All right, let's get this sous vide that is now cooled down out of the way. Ooh, does this come? Oh, okay. No, that's just the. I got excited for a second. Okay. Moving this out of the way. Sorry, just clean it up a little bit. Definitely gonna need to do cleanup after. I'm cleaning up before I go to bed. I'm not leaving this big mess here. So we're gonna sprinkle some flour on the counter. Getting ready for the pie dough stuff. I'm actually even gonna put on some gloves to handle the pie. One, it'll probably keep my warmer hands off it a little bit. I don't know. Actually, probably makes my hands warmer doing this, but it's gonna keep me cleaner. And I think right now I need that. I need to not wash my hands 50 times. Ooh, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very tired. Oh, let's bring you guys over here. What am I doing? Get you guys right here. We can. Oops, that's the wrong one. We can raise this guy up. You guys can see what we got going on with the apples right now. It looks good and it smells great. Look at this. Love is brewing. Cute little gift was given to us by someone or at some point. I think it was a wedding gift. Alright, let's look at this recipe. Woo, and my back hurts. This is a lot. Okay, go back up, go back up. Spatula drags to the bottom of the pot, leaves a trail that very slowly closes back up, about 10 minutes more. Okay. Medium high, and cook, stirring frequently until the juices thicken up enough. Okay. Okay, it says after 20 minutes. Okay, so this should take about 10 minutes. Actually, might be a little bit on time. We just gotta cook this. Stir frequently. At this point, I'm just letting that dough sit in there until this is done, and I can put this on that tray. I'm going to need to clear space for it. It's going to go there. Let's go search. That's going to go in there. 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 All right. The cinnamon can go back over here. This can go back in the fridge. Here. I think the biggest thing is just making sure the sugars don't burn. Recipe. If we're gonna be like so on the cusp, it's not even fun. But I mean, these did cook down quite a bit. So hopefully they'll cook down a little bit more. I mean, it makes sense, like water's evaporating from them, so they're gonna shrink. I want to check with you if that began. Yeah, it had. That's nice. Okay. Prefer it to be a little cooler. Well, probably good that it's not. I didn't put it in the freezer for so. I didn't put it in the freezer, so that way the none of this stuff is gonna like freeze. It's gonna cool. Hopefully, cool quickly. Because I think if I put it in hot, then it's gonna cause the butter in the dough to melt. It's kind of thickened up. And it's slow. I'll give this a few more minutes, but it's kind of already there. The sauce is thick. Okay, maybe a little longer. I can see it needing a few more minutes. I can still kind of taste the bourbon, so that's good. Not a ton, but it's there. Whew. Yeah, this is definitely like this is definitely a tough one. This is the toughest one, mostly is because I created a horrible time crunch situation for myself. um, but overall, I guess it may be entertaining at least. Okay, I think we're good. It's thick and it's slow. It leaves a trail and it's slow-ish to come back. We're pretty much there. I think we can go maybe just a tiny, tiny bit longer. Let some of this water evaporate just a bit more. It will be interesting to maybe test whether or not the sous vide, which one's the better method. Like, sous vide's definitely going to be more precise, but which one's going to end up having the better flavor? Because even after sous videing it, you're going to need to get um, you're going to need to put these in the pot anyway. Okay, these are good. We can transfer them onto this tray. Okay. Why did I do that? Spread these out. And I am going to let those sit for just a few so that, like, they cook a little bit more just sitting here. I don't think I can safely put this in the fridge uh, and not cause a problem. So, oh, I need to get this oven up. Get it up. I think it's 425. I'll check it. I'll set it 425. Check. Okay. Yeah, 425. Going in the lower rack. Everything is directly there. I wish I had another. Well, actually, I can do this. I can use this tray. All right, I can use this tray. I can pull this one. An idea. Crazy, but it's so crazy it just might work. This is gonna be loud. But I'm kind of thinking if I put these apples on this bed of ice, they'll cool faster. Those ready. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart. There we go. They're sitting on the bed of ice. That ice is melting fast. But if I put a little water in here, something to put water in it. Okay. That's dirty-ish. I don't really want to make it. Okay, water. Water. And we need some salt. A little science experiment here. This is what some people do to get their coolers cold quickly. That's a lot of salt. All right. And hopefully that will help this cool quicker. Point where maybe we can put it in the fridge, and then by the time I'm watching that kind of slide around, but hopefully that worked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of that. I'm pretty proud of that. Okay, now I would say we are. Oh, got a fly in here. It's annoying. All right. This here. Got the egg wash there. Let's get that brush ready before we start touching a bunch of flour. Okay. These are wet. Gonna need to buy more nitro gloves. How's that doing? Oh, yes. I'm so proud. I'm gonna call myself really smart, but that feels arrogant. Okay, chat. We have cold bricks of dough. Crust, I should call it. Oh, I need the rolling pin, and I just got. See if I can grab it without messing with anything else. Wrong cabinet. Oh, luckily that closed a lot quieter than I thought. There we go. Cool. All right. So I think what? Okay. It even says the sound is off. Okay. I just have to shrink this. Come on, shrink for me. Shrink! Okay, whatever. Oh, this also completely lied to me. It says 2 crusts, but it considers both of these a crust. Very misleading, but we have those apples in a vacuum. I mean, technically they are sous vide. Vacuum sealed, so those apples will last a bit time. Really should have moved this gourd, but that's okay. I can clean it. Too brittle now. Should I have added that water? It is just not pliable at all, and it's breaking apart. This really sucks. This is honestly the worst experience I've ever had to deal with making a pie. I really should have added all that water to it and just trusted the process. Okay, I guess this doesn't have to be perfect. I just have to get enough of it to be able to fit the pie tin. So I just need enough of it for that. And I can always, I guess, kind of tear and place. There. Almost. Okay. This actually isn't as bad as I thought. Do I think we're going to have a flaky crust? No. Do I think that I'm going to be able to bench scraper? Bench scrapers are important. That I'm going to be able to somehow make this edible? I sure hope so. You think with as much flour I have on here, it wouldn't stuck to the counter, but we got it. Now I just need to lay it in here. Nikes. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, that is somewhat reasonable. Make sure there aren't air pockets. Okay. You know? Wow, that took like all the flour with it, didn't it? All right. I'm just gonna have to wipe down the outside of this thing and just be okay with that. Really should have transferred some of this to a bowl. Fine. Oh, it's hot. What time it is? 8:30. Okay. Awesome. This one might be a little bit more rollable. Oh, shoot. I'm dripping water. How much? A lot. Okay. Put a towel underneath it. But they're cool. Yes. Exactly what we wanted. Okay. No, don't eat that. Okay. I'll roll this out. Figuring it out, chat. I'm figuring it out. I do not know if anyone is here and talking right now because I don't have the chat pulled up, so I apologize for saying something. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm doing this every week, torturing myself for whatever reason. Hopefully your entertainment, I guess. Maybe a little bit of my own. My masochist, probably. The only thing is I can't flip it, so I can maybe do that. We're close. We might do this. We might do this without cutting, I would say, too many corners. Definitely cut some, but without cutting too many corners. Isn't that great? Wonder what they do with the scrap. Okay. Okay. Wow, that is a lot of water. So if you're going to do that method, put a towel down. I'm going to have to probably. I'm worried about how much got here. Don't worry, I will wash my hands after this. Oh, Fuck. Okay. This idea that was originally awesome became pretty stupid pretty fast. Good idea. Bad execution, I would say. Overall. Excuse me. Jeez. Keep burping. Honestly, the rug kind of soaked up quite a bit of it. I feel like. Let's see how much is like under. I don't think it's as much as I thought. What is dripping? Oh, did it get in the drawer? Shh. That's what we don't want. Right. Dry that up. Hopefully, not the dripping anymore. A little in here. Not horrible. Okay. This ended up a little less of a nightmare than I thought. Alright, wash my hands. I just make a big apple crumble with the other apples at this point. Okay. Let's see. What can you guys see? Alright. Not enough. Let's just bring this over here. I'm just gonna have to wash everything. Get this bowl the hell out of here. Okay. Now we're transferring apples that have cooled. God, it really worked though. And so that's good. You know, if I had one lick of like wanting this to look really good, I could layer the apples in there. I don't know. I think having the pockets of stuff is good and important. This might be too many apples. Which means we might just have some like caramelized apples here to eat. Oh, I just dropped one. One casualty. That's kind of a fun sound. We might be able to squeeze this in. It's kind of tough to tell. How tall can this be? Over the 10. Like, I don't want it to, like, deflate. No, the apples are gonna, I feel like they're gonna get mushier. So, I feel like we're okay to kind of pile it high. I'm calling, it was definitely 5 pounds of apples, like, just the apples that he was calling for. I don't know if this is just a really shallow pie tin or what exactly. I think I'm going to try to fit it all in there. If I don't, then I'm going to have to recook these, and I don't want to do that. just because this spoon has touched raw flour. It's not the end of the world. I can just microwave it for a bit, but I think we got it. This is going to be a piled high pie. High pie, as you might say. Overstuffed. Hopefully that's a good thing. Oh. My stomach kind of hurts. I mean, it probably just because like I'm hungry. But could you imagine how like horrible it'd be if I just like vomited all over this pie? All right, let's bring this back over here. Let's bring the pie here, and now we just gotta bench scrape this up. I forgot about the gloves, but screw the gloves, honestly. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I need the instructions. Okay, I'm just gonna have to clean my computer. I'm gonna have to clean everything. Transfer to the top of the pie. Using a pair. Oh, like roll it on. That would have been smart, wouldn't it have? Sorry, we just laid it on. I think it's fine. I guess just to keep yourself from risking tearing it. Okay. Scissors. It says to cut it so there's about half an inch of both of them hanging over. Gonna have to add some to like the parts of the under crust that's a little too short. Well, that's okay. I didn't say I wanted to make the prettiest pie. I just wanted to make a pie. One of these days, I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to make the most beautiful, beautiful pie we've all ever seen. Ever. Okay. I'm going to call that good. Fold edges of both pie crusts down together, tucking them between the bottom crust and the pie plate. Okay, so take them both and tuck like that. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. We're just trying to close it in. Well, that is beyond far from perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than I thought it would be. Trying to get those crimpled edges that I see on pies, but I'm not gonna focus too hard on it. It's definitely a thicker crust. That is for sure. But hey, okay, now I think we brush. Cut 5 slits in the top for ventilation. Okay, make a star. Not with that. One, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure they're deep enough. They got all the way through. There we go. A cute little star. Okay. Brush with the egg. I want to make sure I get the whole thing. It'll be interesting one day to go back and see, like, watch these videos and be like, okay, this is what I did right, this is what I did wrong. All right, brushing this with some egg whites. Do you use the whole egg white? I had to beat the egg. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That's lightly beaten. Okay, I'm not going to use this whole thing. I think that's ridiculous. Let's try to get every nook and cranny with it. Okay. Now we need sugar. About a tablespoon's worth. Wash our hands. Give up on the gloves. Oh, goodness. Goodness mercy me. I'm kind of glad this was a bit of a nightmare. Um, just because of the fact that, like, I get to go up from here. Like, I get to use this as a learning experience and just remember to say, like, Drew, you really got to make sure you know how long it's going to take to do stuff. I'm I'm not using like all of the sugar I get in here. I'm just using it as like a thing for me to be able to grab sugar and just dust it with sugar. Okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry you guys won't be able to see the final product. I promise I will post pictures on Instagram and maybe I'll even make a quick video and just throw it up on YouTube to show the final product of this. But I will, you guys will get to see me put it in the oven. Um, and I promise I will let you know what happens there. So without further ado, let's make sure it's visible. Close enough. We're going to put this in the oven. This is what it looks like right now. And hopefully at the end, we'll get to see a really nice, solid product. Only time will tell. All right. That's it for me right now. I'm sorry that we didn't get a final product out of the stream, but it's in the oven, and I will make a short video showing it when it comes out. I'm gonna clean up. There's no reason you guys need to sit through that nonsense. But thank you so much to everyone who stopped by, who joined. Um, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm not letting today deter me. It was rough. I hope it was still a good stream. Like even if like the product isn't turning out great, as long as we're all having fun with it and we're learning from it, that's the important thing. So I'm going to take all the mistakes I made and turn them into something positive that I can make out of this whole experience, and learn from it and figure out ways I can be better in the future. Um, but with that, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. They both really help me out. And feel free to give me suggestions on something you'd like me to stream, if you'd like me to cook something specifically, or like any ingredient. I think I'm pretty soon going to start just focusing on specific ingredients rather than going like with all out recipes. I'm trying to pick an ingredient and be like, okay, I'm going to make something out of this and try to focus on making a certain element of that dish the star of the dish. So instead of just being like, okay, I'm gonna make pasta. It's like, okay, like I'm actually gonna hand make the pasta, and the pasta specifically is what I'm focusing on. The sauce I may have pre-prepared or something like that, but that's what I want to do. And I want to focus on, it's like when we made the butternut squash risotto. The butternut was definitely the star of the dish, and it was really fun working with something that wasn't just a protein as the star of the dish. Now I've done dishes, like that before, but I'm very like protein focused. I like meat; it's delicious. But vegetables can also be really good, and they make really interesting dishes. So I want to try focusing on that in the future. But without further ado, that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys so much for joining. I am so blessed to be able to do this with you and get people to watch. I hope you had a good time, and yeah, I hope you learned something. I certainly did. And with that, I'm Professor Drew. Class dismissed. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. God, it's so awkward. Goodbye. Oh my god, I gotta click yes.